We are here with Martin Storm, who heads up BMM Innovation Group, which most of us over the years have just simply termed BMM, but we're going to find out in a second about the various services that come under this umbrella. One thing we might say in introduction is Martin, you guys bill yourself as, and certify yourself to be, I should say, the original gaming certification company.
Well, I guess we are. I mean, BMM was founded in late 1980 and came to market in 1981. I think our next competitor, a US-based company, came on board in '89. So we were there first. That's just how it goes. So we are the original. We are the original.
You are the trailblazers. Well, tell us a little bit now about, you are a diversified company doing a lot more than just the certification. So tell us about it.
Okay, well, you know, the genesis of the group is the BMM Gaming Lab, which has been operating for over 40 years and operates today in every gaming market everywhere in the world, providing product testing as well as product certifications for every form of regulated gaming product, whether it's a digital side of the business or on the land-based side of the business. It could be Class 2, Class 3 gaming, historical horse racing, VLT product, all on the land-based side. On the digital side, we have iGaming, we have social casino, we have sports betting, and we do lotteries and we do all that sort of stuff. So quite traditional. And we compete with GLI internationally for that marketplace. And I guess when I started with BMM in 2002, we were a lot smaller than our competition, a lot smaller. We were only operating in 9 markets internationally. Today we operate in over 500. So a big part of my job in the last 21 years has been to grow the business internationally, get market access and build up that side of the business. That side of the business has experienced incredibly explosive growth, surprisingly for a business that was already 35 years old when that growth really took off. It doesn't normally happen that way, but we've had an incredible 5 years, even through the pandemic. So the business is growing and we're hiring lots of people, and so that's been exciting. Simultaneously, in the last 3 or 4 years, we've been looking at other areas, because if you're in the gaming lab business, you tend to focus largely on manufacturers and suppliers, of which there are, I don't know, 1,200 worldwide. We want to grow our business much larger, so we wanted to add the operators to that particular segment. So now our total addressable market is 3,000 to 4,000 customers worldwide by adding in operators. So we needed services for them. So we picked cybersecurity and we picked education and training. And they're the first 2 of many that are coming down the pike. So we're really into the cyber side of the business. We have a business called Big Cyber. It's a very specialist business. As you're probably aware, Frank, the cyber business has hundreds, thousands of players worldwide. Everybody's focusing on something. And we don't focus on the front end of that, we focus on the back end. So we just assume that in terms of our services, that intrusion is inevitable. I'm sure MGM and Caesars would agree. So once a person is, or an individual or a group is inside your business, how do you stop them then? So we have digital technology and services that are like a hit squad that live inside your company. And the moment they get in, then we send those people to go and stop them from doing damage. So that's what's unique about Big Cyber. On the RG 24/7 side, which is our education and training platform, I come from a family where my father was a very serious gambler. And it had a huge impact on my life and my family growing up. And I always thought one day, I've been aware of responsible gaming, in other words, since I was 10 years old. So that's a long time. So I wanted to do something where we could contribute or give back to the industry that would help people help other people from falling into the same traps as my dad. So we've built this platform, which is the world's leading video-based training platform for responsible gaming, anti-money laundering, corporate social responsibility, human trafficking. We've partnered with the United States government. We've got compliance, technology, tribal gaming, etc. And that platform we're giving away free of charge globally. So we've got already 8,000 learners on the system, and I think by the end of next year we'll have 50,000 learners. And we're going to try to get to 1 million learners on this system, free of charge. So that will be my way of giving back to the industry, given how well we're doing on all the other things that we're building. So that's where we are today. Under this platform or umbrella of BIG, BMM Innovation Group, we have the BMM Gaming Lab, we have Big Cyber, and we have RG 24/7, Responsible Gaming 24/7 as a platform. And there's more to come.
That is definitely an impressive story, and a story of a person's vision too. You say plenty more. What are some of the areas that you may enter?
I'm really interested in the kind of media space, and the training or education platform is part of that particular segment. I'm interested in regulatory and compliance technologies, things that will help gaming companies do a better job, or gaming operators in this case, do a better job of managing their floor, managing the way they go about doing business, being more efficient, being more productive. I'm also interested in operations technologies, so things like network companies, etc. So we want to build out a big platform of services on that other side of the business away from BMM and become important in the gaming industry. And I think the way we think about it is TIC and tech. We've got a testing, inspections and certifications business, that's BMM, that's TIC. And on the tech side, we're going to build out this security, media, education, regulatory technology, compliance technology, and operations technology business. And there's no end of opportunities within the gaming industry as it evolves.
That's, like I said, a very interesting presentation. And you touched upon one of the things I was going to ask, which was responsible gaming. Another area that has become kind of a buzzword is artificial intelligence. Can you tell us how you see that playing out in the gaming industry?
Look, it's going to touch everything. We're seeing it already. Not only do we have our own internal projects, in the last couple of years I've invested pretty heavily in India, and we've got a really significant business there today. But we're also building out an R&D centre there. So our initial plans are 30 to 50 people. So we're building AI technology platforms to help us be more efficient and help us be more productive. But we're seeing it with our customers. A lot of slot machine manufacturers and game designers are using AI to think about how to assemble games in different configurations that might be attractive to the marketplace. And often it's that small tweak or that little change that can turn a game that's pretty good into a game that is fantastic. So we're seeing AI in the way they go about developing it. We know that in the future we'll be certifying or testing games that have AI components. I have no doubt that systems will have the same component pieces over time. So AI is a story within itself. And I hope this is useful for me to say this, and maybe it'll upset some people, but the gaming industry has had a very stable innovation. As a category, it's been a very stable innovation category. Not much has really happened in 20 years. Okay, we went from pull handle, spinning reels to video based. Well, I wouldn't call that innovative. We've got some beautiful cabinets, curved screens, big hardware, flashing lights. That's all nice, but it's not that innovative. We haven't done that much in this industry, and part of the reason why is it's hard for regulators who are completely underfunded, unsupported generally by their own state governments, and etc., to keep up with technology. So the only natural human thing to do is to push it away, because I don't understand it, because I don't have enough educational resources to deal with it. Now what we're seeing is a lot of new technology not coming through the traditional slot machine channel where the regulators have put their hands up and said no. It's coming through the iGaming side of the business, where the back door is a lot easier to get through than the front door. And so we're now starting to see AI, we're starting to see crypto and blockchain type solutions, we're starting to see Web 3.0 solutions, we're starting to see NFT technology, non-fungible tokens. We're starting to see all these little elements creep into development and design in Europe, particularly where a lot of online or digital gaming products are coming from. And they're starting to find their way into the United States through the new online markets that are developing. So from our point of view, we're excited because in the end, we're a technology company. We test and we certify technology. So we love playing with this stuff. So that's really important for us. I think it's really important for the industry. And you know what it's like. Business is such an ecosystem that if you can't find your way in through one door, you find your way in through another. And that's what's happening with all these new technologies.
One of the things that's always been blamed, if that's the right word, for the lack of innovation in gaming has been not just regulatory from the part that you mentioned, but also from the part of companies that might enter the industry who find the licensing, investigations, and so on to be so intrusive. You know, that Microsoft has enormous resources, but they don't really want to undergo that sort of scrutiny. But we also find today that gaming is becoming in some ways more mainstream, more integrated. You could use Disney as an example. Whereas just a couple of years ago, Disney was waging war against gaming. Now it's in gaming, you know, through ESPN and their Penn Entertainment partnership. Do you see that sort of innovation accelerating as gaming becomes more mainstream? And if so, where does it lead us, say, 3 or 5 years from now?
I think it does, and where it leads us to is almost a merging of what we would see as traditional gaming product with new digital gaming product and with the kind of video-based gaming children are playing or adolescents are playing, or in some cases at BMM adults are playing. I've got some seriously good gamers at BMM who are senior executives. And you're going to see all of this merge together as a blur. And all of a sudden, it's going to be hard to tell what was the original gaming product and what is the new gaming product. And the reason is because if it's good entertainment, then that will trump all things. Remember when Netflix was the only company that you could get videos on, and they'd ship videos to your doors, and then they went really high tech and shipped CDs or DVDs to your door. And then all of a sudden they went online. I worked at Oracle in the 1990s, and I remember meeting Larry Ellison saying, one day in the information age, we will deliver millions and millions of videos online from a back-end database server. And everybody burst out laughing. And he was right. These companies today are doing it. So Netflix were doing it, then all of a sudden 15 more companies come into the market and do it. Why? Because they've got content, they want to get that content to the market, and it's profitable. And we'll see the same thing happening in gaming or gambling. We'll see a lot of these products merge together, and all of a sudden 5 years from now, Disney will have I don't know if they'll purchase them, but they'll buy some company. We've seen Microsoft buy Activision. Now they're in the same space because they're providing games, but you know, the future is everything blended together. Now, obviously we're not going to let children gamble. So there's going to be some distinction between who can and who can't gamble on that technology, but it's happening. We've built a business that I haven't talked about today because I never talk about it. We've built a business that specializes in product testing and certification of video gaming product. So it's outside of the realms of big. It's a separate business. And I love that business so much. And it's so interesting. And I know where it's going. It's going to crash right into what we're doing 5 years from now or 10 years from now.
Yeah, we see on the supplier side, we see Aristocrat, that's both on the casino floor and it's
Yeah.
ethereal. And they're both gambling and they're these role-playing team games. And, you know, you can envision that coming together. And I guess the moral of the story is, as it does, BMM will be there.
We'll be there. We will have tested the product before it gets merged. One of the things I did a long time ago was that, and I come from the IT industry, so I'm not a gambling industry guy. I came from the technology side of things, and I worked for companies like Oracle. And I've seen products built and tested, and quality assurance testing, QA testing, is the piece that our companies, our customers do before they send the product to us or GLI, right? We do the certification, the last piece that happens before it goes to market. And I could never understand why we weren't doing the first piece. We've got a lot of the skills, not all of them. So I invested really heavily 10 years ago in building a QA business. That QA business today does a lot of testing for a lot of the gaming companies. In fact, strangely enough, we do QA testing for products that don't even go to our lab for compliance testing in the end. They go to GLI. So it's interesting, isn't it, to see that it's not just that last little piece in the sort of development chain before it goes to market. We can go all the way back and do testing along the way and then deliver it to the lab for final testing. Some people call that pre-compliance testing. It's not. QA is far more comprehensive than pre-compliance. Pre-compliance testing, which some labs do, is looking at the compliance piece and checking it earlier in the development process. That's easy. We started doing that in 2006. The really clever bit is the QA piece before that, where you're doing performance testing, security testing, user acceptance testing. We do all of that before it even goes to a lab. It doesn't even have to come to us, but surprisingly, a lot of it does.
Very good overview, Martin. I appreciate it. What should folks look for when they come to your booth this year?
Well, if you can get into our booth this year, congratulations. Somehow I've managed to invite every man and his dog to the BMM booth this year. They can't fit in the booth, and we've got the booth there for customers, so I've advised them all to stand in the hallway, which means you'll never get past our booth. So it's going to be a little bit like the Bugs Bunny show in the 1960s, where the guy gets on the freeway and he can't get off, so he opens a hot dog stand. I think what we're going to have is a few hot dog stands out the front of the BMM booth. And we'll be positioning BMM test labs, we'll be positioning Big Cyber, RG 24/7. Everybody from the BMM world's come in, so we've got people from Europe, South America, Canada, we've got people from South Africa, Asia, Australia. We've got everybody here. I think I brought in 40 people. So it's an expensive week, but it's fun. I've had them working all of Saturday in conference, all of Sunday in conference, and 2 groups today in conference. So by the time they get to the G2E tomorrow, they'll be absolutely exhausted, Frank.
They won't have to wait till Thursday to be tired.
They're tired now. They've been working hard.
Martin, it was very informative. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, Frank. Thanks for inviting me.